Yes, people, welcome back to Gooner Club by myself, Romario, Huss, Mo, and Ibs. We're back, episode 4. We're back with another happy, positive pod. It's nice to do this when we're not off the back of an L to Man United. We're through to the final of the Carabao Cup, and we will be playing probably like our arch nemesis of the last 5-6 years. You could even go back further as they spanked us 3-0 in the last time we played them in the Carabao Cup final. Shouts out Arsene Wenger, man. Went out sad. But anyway, boys, another cup final. Well, our first cup final, I should say. Hopefully the first of many this season. Huss, let's go to you first, man. On our last pod, we put a clip out on our socials earlier today with you basically saying you want a treble. I sort of agreed. You sort of turned me around to see your point of view where, I mean, Premier League's looking nice. Carabao Cup final, we really should be winning that. Leaves the FA Cup and Champions League. I mean, based off, let's start with the game. Based off what you saw against Chelsea, the way we set up, the way Chelsea set up, has that left you feeling positive going into the weekend, the Cup final, the rest of the season? Did Arteta get it right? What did you make of the game?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, that. You know what? Pre-game, I was so confident approaching the game, like way too confident. And I realised like 5 minutes before the game, I thought, hold on a second. We've actually not been to a final in a long time. Like these boys, we've got a bad record in semi-finals. So I was pretty nervous like 5 minutes before the game sort of started. And then in terms of when the game did start, when their lineup was mental to me. That was the main thing that threw me off. Their lineup, the way they shaped up, completely threw me off. Like, was it like five at the back? Liam Delap was kind of playing right wing. Cucurella's sort of like left mid. It was just a very strange sort of formation. So I wasn't impressed by our own performance, to be honest. In the first 45 in particular, I didn't think we were playing particularly well. I didn't think they were playing particularly well. I thought it was just quite a dull, boring first half.
Chess match, innit?
And then,
Proper chess match.
Yeah, it was a chess match, and that was fine because we all knew that at some point this is going to have to change. In the second half, it's going to liven up a bit more. We knew what their plan sort of was. Obviously, bring on Esteban and Cole Palmer. Fucking Gary Neville wouldn't stop going on about this master plan they've got. So we knew what's coming. We could see what the shape was, and I did think they actually set up well to stop us. To be honest, they set up very well to contain Arsenal. It was quite difficult in that regard. In terms of one thing I noticed, we criticise Ødegaard a lot for coming deep and getting the ball. And that game showed why he comes deep and gets the ball. Because if you stand in them positions that Eze stands in, you're not going to get the ball. Like, you're not really going to get it. Bryson Zumendi just don't have that sharpness in getting it in between the lines when the team set up to contain us in that sort of way. So I felt like a lot of the onus for us became on the fullbacks to kind of go forward and create. And it was just stale. It was stale from us. It was stale from them. I think they'll probably 1 or 2 shots on target each way in the first half, if that. So wasn't overly impressed by the first half. And then second half, once the game started moving on, it just felt more and more comfortable, to be honest. More and more like, you know what, we're just going to see this out. These lot don't really like scoring. Once Esteban and Palmer came on, thought we defended brilliantly, went up a notch. And last 20, 30 minutes, we went up a notch in terms of our defensive. So Declan Rice was getting about, making challenges. Gabriel Hincapié as well. All my hands up and say he had a great game on the defensive side. So him and Gabriel are our best players, with maybe Declan Rice. So
funny that.
No,
eh?
Trust me, I've not changed my mind on him. I'll tell you that. But I'll tell you, it was a good performance. But I wasn't impressed by us or them. Truthfully, I thought it was a terrible game. But we're in the final, so that's my honest take of it, really.
Boys, was that game like a? Did that sum up modern day football in a way where you get 2 huge clubs, 2 huge institutions with great players, the top players in the world playing for the top teams, and instead of going, I don't know, machine for machine, it's more who's got the strongest shield. It's like who's going to get broken down first. I think Rafinha, his plan was stay in the tie, and then maybe it gets nervy. But that's not a nervous defense, the Arsenal defense. We're not nervy really these days. We're very astute. We're very aware what we need to do. And Declan Rice, for me, was elite. The way he was just breaking up play when Palmer came on, I just thought he had a good game. Esteban was quiet. as well. And shouts out Capie, as Huss has already done. But Ibs, like, as I said there, you've always championed Arteta on here, in that, you know, you trust in his methods, when myself and Huss have maybe been a bit stronger in the group chat saying this is boring, this isn't sustainable playing this way. But do you think that game sort of epitomized, because we have to remember, we went to Stamford Bridge, scored 3 goals, and then we kept a clean sheet at home and score a goal in the last minute. Do you just think this is Arteta's genius working out?
Yeah, to be honest, I think first half I was a bit more critical, and I probably didn't see the vision. I was more concerned because I think initially I did think that we probably should go for that goal, but I think as the game panned out, and I think as you say there, you see how modern football is this tactical sort of battle now, and I think how he's got this team, and not just team, I think this whole squad, to be able to play to certain methods and be able to contain, it is just this. It's pretty remarkable, to be honest. I think we're so well drilled off the ball. I think you have Rice who can do that sort of side of it, where he can get in tackles where he might be a bit stretched. But other than that, off the ball, we're just so rigid, and it's one of these things where I don't see why Rossignol would play that way. I think he sort of said we could go 2-0 up and we could sort of do it, but it's like, well, yeah, do that. Like that, you're the team that who need to do it. So I think it's one of them where football is this chess match, as you say a bit now, but I don't see why he didn't make his moves.
Bro, first of all, from the lineup, I was always kind of nervous because I said it last week, I felt like we should have took a 2-goal lead into this game. But when we went into it, I saw Reece James wasn't in the team. And okay, cool. As soon as I saw Reece James isn't in the lineup, I was like, all right, this ain't going to be too problematic. You know me. I've said it before. I don't rate Caicedo as high as everyone else does. I don't, bro, I really don't. I think he's a good player, but all this talk about him being the best in the world, I don't think he's top 3 in the Prem. I've had this discussion with Huss.
Who's your top 3?
Top 3 what?
Well, I think up there you've got Declan Rice. For me, I don't want to go specifics, but I'm going to say for me, I think it's a toss-up between Caicedo, Bruno Guimaraes, and players like that. I don't think he's definitely better than these guys.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, all right, cool. I saw the lineup, and I was like, all right, cool. Let's see how this game goes. We opened up the game, and like I said, I was saying this. I know we can make this a boring game if we want to. Mikel has got that in him. If we want, we can bore you out to a 0-0 or 1-0, whatever we need to do. So we start playing that way. They're doing nothing though. Like they're not even testing us. They're playing. Bro. You know, it was like 2 counter punches, Tiafimo and Shakur. That's how I thought that fight was gonna be. 2 counter punches coming in, just waiting. But you lot, we're up on points already. You lot need to come forward. You need to open up. And all of them talking about, even in our group chat, like Ibi, you were saying as well, like you said, you're a bit disappointed at the end of the first half. But for me, I was disappointed in Chelsea. I was like, all right, if this is what you want to do, I get it. Like, let's not open up then. Let's just keep it as it is, because we don't need to make it an exciting game for anyone. We don't need to score a goal. So what Rossignol was doing, I have no clue. Honestly, I just came off the back of that, just so baffed with that. It don't make sense to me to need in the game. Imagine that PSG game where we needed to win in the Champions League, and we start the game with our best players on the bench. Are you insane?
You're mad.
Like, you only know as the game goes on.
Esteban one was mad.
Yeah, right. It's just
Esteban was flown back from Rio like a few hours before the game. Esteban's been off.
Why was he in Brazil? Why was he there?
Yeah, he's had family issues, depression. Like he's had something going on in his family. He's had to leave due to like mental health, depression, sort of thing. It's not the first time it's happened. But if he's come back a few hours before the game, basically, and just been thrown into the game, like it's very strange tactic. Very.
Sorry, I'm gonna just go back to just finish what I was gonna. My point, was that Liam Rossignol as well. Yeah, this manager, I think he's got a bit of the Amorim gene in him, where he's too focused about the media and his battles with the media. There's a lot of ego about his image and what he wants to put out. Because, first of all, that game plan made no sense. And then to talk about it like this is tactical master plan. I'm trying to do, bro, it's not, let's not overcomplicate it. You need a goal. put your best players on and score a goal. All of this overthinking and playing these media games or trying to make yourself look a specific way. I think you're losing the plot when you do that. Like you're not focused on the football.
One point, I completely agree, and I was very critical of the way he set up and everything. I do think there might be an asterisk with it. I don't think he picks the team. I don't think he has full. I don't think he has full decisions. I think because he actually made a point after the game, so we're not resting anyone for the Arsenal game. He said that in his post-match press conference for the league game before. So we're not resting anyone against Arsenal. Gets to Arsenal game, Reece James, Pedro Neto, Palmer, Esteban on the bench. I feel like there might have been a call from Harold saying, "You've got to play Liam Delap today."
Huss, to be fair, he said that Reece James and Neto got injured, and then obviously Cole Palmer's got this well-documented issue with his groin, and they're saying that he's got. It's basically what Ronaldo had with his knee, where he's got a recurring injury. So, and obviously Maresca before he left, sort of basically just alluded called him out. Yeah, exactly. But he didn't even allude us. He basically he said that the medical team are telling him who to play and who not to.
Exactly.
So, but you thought you have to listen in part, like with the medical side, you have to listen to a point, and I think there's another side of where the club have said that he was outwardly like going against what they were saying and was playing people, and now you see these injuries that they're getting. So it does go both ways, but I do hear what Huss is saying. I definitely think there's that side on what you're saying, Romario. There's definitely a side where there's higher ups that are playing games.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's a chance, that Rosenior could lose the dressing room after they saw how peak his first touch was? He's got to have lost the ball.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He doesn't have that rep anyway. Like he's not coming into coming in as a manager like that rep of a good ex-player. You know what I mean?
You can't have your hands. You can't have your hands in your pockets with your white crepes on trying to bring the ball down and it hits a little kid in the stand. You can't have your hands in the pockets. But hold on. Do you know what it is, boys? I don't even think that was the baddest thing Rosenior done on the day. Did you see the clip before the game? When he's telling Arsenal players, get back in your effing half. And he's giving it, get back. And then it's the hand in the pocket. You know what? I don't mind a little bit of theatrics playing up for the camera. It's why we love Jose Mourinho. I mean, if Rosenior was Portuguese and his name was Rosinio, everyone would be loving it. But because young British manager who wasn't that great at football, we all know him. And we even know who his dad is. There's no pizzazz with him. He's
read too many psychology books and read too many biographies. He's one of them, though. He's tried. I think what Mo was saying. I do feel like he's playing up to a point where he's going beyond what his true nature is. He's like trying. I think he's trying a bit too hard.
Okay, hold on, Huss. So, what's the difference between Rosenior's methods and Arteta's methods? Then
Arteta, exactly what I was going to say. You took your words out of it.
Why is Rosenior forcing it, but Arteta's not? This is what I'm saying. And I don't want to go to your A Wilder on it. I don't want to go to your A Wilder on it. All right, I don't. But I'm sensing some sort of inconsistencies here, Ibs. Right? Because I've followed Rosenior since he was part of Rooney's coaching staff at Derby. Then he was at Hull as gaffer. He should have never got sacked. He wasn't supported. He pretty much, I think he either had them in the playoffs and they got knocked out, or they were like not far off it. Then he goes to Strasbourg, leads them to a Champions League place, and then Strasbourg happened to lose their last two games. Because if they qualify for the Champions League, Chelsea would have been demoted to the Europa League because Strasbourg had a higher rank according to UEFA. So if we're talking about higher ups making boss calls about team selection, there's probably some boss calls being made about who qualifies for the Champions League or whatnot. Because look what happened to Crystal Palace and Lyon. So for me, it just explain to me why Rosenior's.
Like, the key point is probably the thing that will surprise you. Arteta did the exact same. He played up to it, but the point is now that Arteta he could probably have some sort of credibility to what he's done because he's doing well. I think that's like it's for Rosenior now to do well. It's one of them where, but I still think the fact stands that he's played up to it. Arteta played up to it. It's one of them where it's one of them where we'll wait and see. But at the minute, it's coming across as, and he's getting memed, and he's getting like, it's one of them where like, do you want to have this image where straight away you're doing it, or do you want to sort of slow burn into it? And it's just he's putting himself at that sort of at that precipice where it's like you could either get loved or hated just like that.
Yeah. No, I do hear that, and I think you're right. I think I'm obviously tongue in cheek there with the wilder stuff, but Arteta does get criticised for the light bulb, playing the music, You'll Never Walk Alone. So it's not one of them. I'm just bantering.
But that's in training, and that's in the changing room. That's in the confines of that. To the media, I don't think Arteta has played up to it. Like
you say that, Mo. He knew them Amazon cameras were there rolling. He did know.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I think Arteta has always just been criticised for just saying, even like the whole first phase, second phase, third phase thing. That was something that other people looked at and laughed at. If Ibrahim Mo was doing that, we're only in phase one. When you wait till we get to phase four, we'd laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But then when you do well, and people did laugh at Arteta, exactly. Yeah. But when you do well, he goes off.
They still do, to be fair.
They still do.
Arteta still gets called a madman and all of that. But let's just move it on quickly to Kai Havertz. He obviously comes off the bench because there's nothing else to talk about, lads. I'll be honest. Like, I don't think any individual players in the team can have any critique because I think a game plan. But as you see, Mo and Huss have been pointing to the badge. Big up Kai Havertz. When he pointed to the badge, I nearly cried. I mean, if it was a Champions League final, I probably would have cried, to be honest. But yeah, it was a beautiful moment for Havertz. And for me personally, when we first signed Havertz, I had a similar reaction to when we signed or when we were on the verge of signing Madueke, because I thought they were very similar, flattered to deceive. Obviously, Havertz won the Champions League for Chelsea in the final. So it was a little bit different, but it was similar things. I thought 65 million was above odds for Havertz. And now I look at it, it's a great deal. Like, and it's such a shame he's been injured for so much of the season. But Mo, like, what did you make of Havertz coming off the bench, and how important can he be in the running?
Did we pick him to start in that lineup?
No, I didn't. I don't think we can. I think we had Jesus starting up.
I think we had Eze.
Let me check.
I think
it might have been midfield.
Yeah, we had a
the game itself. Like, I don't think.
Oh no, we said Ødegaard. We said Ødegaard.
Actually. Yeah. The game itself, him coming on, I thought, like I said, most of the game was a bit of a nothing game. Like, I thought we were just nothing was happening. So him coming on, I just thought, I didn't really think too much of it at the time. I didn't know if we were trying to go for a goal, they didn't really look like scoring a goal. So I just thought, all right, cool, let's just get this rotation happening. And then I guess we just caught them on the counter. The ref did us a big favor because we wanted that whistle blown a minute before. So him giving us that, rice again, just putting it through. And I think he's just shown us just what we were missing, like just glimpses of what we were missing, just a striker that just fits the pockets. I remember your video about Ødegaard and Ozil. I remember you made the comparison between the two. You know what I think? I think Ozil is more of a combination of Kai and Ødegaard. Because Ozil's off the ball running. Well, Ozil, the way Havertz occupies space or whatever, Ozil was a monster at that. Like his runs, I used to think Ozil could be a false nine if he wanted to be. He could be a false nine that ends the season. He could have ended the season with 6 goals and 25 assists. He would have been that kind of false nine. It's
that German transitional football, isn't it?
It would have been
so. Kai is smart.
He finished when he had a chance as well.
From the get-go, I was always into the signing of Kai Havertz, to be fair. I kind of liked him as a player. I thought 65 million is not crazy money anymore. Him and Rice in one window, I was like, it's not bad. Like, I can see it. He didn't start off how he wanted it, but when he got going, and he started hitting his form, he became one of the players where, he's one of the first names on the lineup. Him, Saka, Ødegaard, Gabriel Saliba, Raya. That was the base. Anyone else could come in and out. But for me, Havertz is he's just coming in right time. Plus, I'm not sure with the load management how much we're gonna ease him into the season for now. I don't know. I don't expect him to just start games straight away yet. I think he'll still get slowly rotated in. That's why I said Gyökeres I think he'll still be holding that line for us, but just maybe 60 minutes. If you ain't got it, cool. We've got the options now. Jesus, Havertz. And even with the 10 option, it's looking like we're open to playing Havertz in that 4-4-2-ish / number 10 kind of role.
We need to stop playing Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke together. It just doesn't work. We've said it before, and I always forget that it doesn't work, and I get excited again. And then, like, one of them, if Madueke's going to be on, you need Trossard. If Martinelli's going to be on, you need someone else. Maybe even like a Eze on one side would help when you've got Madueke on the other side, because neither of them just receive the ball. Like, we struggled to get the ball to the wingers that game. Really struggled.
I think I can see like the idea of why to do that for that game, because we're expecting Chelsea to push for that goal. We just put our 2 quickest wingers on. Nani's a good dribbler. Martinelli's good at running into the spaces. So on paper, I see why he would do that. But just Chelsea not coming out and playing.
Yeah.
Like it's inhibited it. It didn't make sense.
They set up for us. Like, they made it easier for us.
I still to this day do not get. You've got 90 minutes to try and score 2 goals to win, but instead you fancy your chances better to try and just wait till the last 15 minutes and score a goal.
Yeah,
like I don't know. That reason just doesn't work. Wing,
that's a calamity, man. You can't have that again, bro. Liam Delap right wing. You know what? João Pedro was okay. He was actually all right, but
João Pedro's a baller.
You're laying it off.
João Pedro was good. I'll give him that. João Pedro was really good that game.
João Pedro was good, yeah, he was. But they would have been better off. They just had João Pedro, Esteval. But they could have had, I guess, if Neto was injured. But I don't know if these injuries are real. Do you know what I mean? But they could have had another day. Pedro, Neto, right wing, Reece James on the overlap, Esteval, Cole Palmer in the middle.
It's like one of them. That's the biggest threat, isn't it? Like the biggest threat is their transitional power. That's what Chelsea are so good at. And it's one of their games. If you're going to play that game plan, like why are you putting Liam Delap on the wing?
Yeah,
on the real. I don't think it matters who they play on the wing, especially if Hincapié is there on that left back position. Everyone is getting chopped down.
I don't know. I agree. I disagree more. Bro, he got beaten a few times still on that wing.
Bro, he was the only one that scored a goal for us as well.
Yeah, he had that shot first half as well. Decent effort.
Wait, hold on.
Defensively, he was our best defender that game.
Hold on. So at what point is this agenda going to stop us? Because at what point... Because even I've had to open up and say, you know what, maybe Gyökeres isn't that great. Even I've had to say, you know what, and I'm Gyökeres' number one fanboy. Hold on, let me land, all right? And Hincapié played very well yesterday. I need to remind you, he's 23 years old. He's younger than Saka.
24.
All right, it was his birthday the other day, maybe. He's 24. Younger than Saka, younger than Rice, younger than all of these men.
Older than Calafiori.
No, I wasn't going to say Calafiori because he's
older than Calafiori.
Yeah, but bro, you need options. You know, you can't shout that NSG.
You do need options.
Who would you rather come in? You don't want to be relying on your Rob Holdings.
He's a great backup left back. He's a very good backup left back. If initially my agenda started with him playing centre half, let's be very clear about that. The agenda started when he played centre half as a replacement for Gabriel. And my problem with him in those games was he doesn't stop crosses the way that I'd rather we just had anyone else who's a bit taller to replace Gabriel. I don't think you can replace Gabriel with Hincapié. I think it's too different personally. Since he's played left back, I think he's been decent, and I think yesterday was a very good game. I'll give him that. If he carries on playing like that, 4 or 5 games, and we go on and win the treble, mate, trust me, you'll never hear a bad word about Hincapié or Andre Berta from me ever. My problem has always been the fee, the 45 million fee, because I think personally, the same way you look at Madueke and you say Madueke gets in the way of Wanyeri. For me personally, if we had Miles Lewis-Skelly on that pitch, we would play so much better attacking football. It would actually be completely night and day. But we would sacrifice defensively. But a big part of the game for me, why our games are so stale, is because we've got Hincapié, Timber as the fullbacks.
Yeah,
so
I
much
agree.
of the ball. And they've got no attacking creativity whatsoever. Hincapié going forward, I still haven't seen this marauding left-back talent going forward from Hincapié, which is what I was sold on. That's what I was initially sold. This guy's going to be a marauding left-back, similar to Calafiori. I haven't seen that. I have seen a hard worker who can defend well. So I'll give him that. I don't hate Hincapié. I'm not got no agenda against Hincapié. My agenda against Hincapié is no different to when Webb says 52 million for Madueke is too much because it gets in the way of Wanyeri. I think the same way with Hincapié and Miles Lewis-Skelly. So either way, if we win everything, then there's no problem for my side. So
it's like, when you say that, though, like, what? Who else are you going to get for 45 million? Like, he's at a good age for Ecuador. Ecuador had a record of like clean sheets and stuff. So, like, he's got proven credentials, international level, and at club level with by Leverkusen, played Champions League football. It's just I don't see what else you get. And I think one of the things with him is Arteta did want Martinez, didn't he? I'm not saying he's similar to Martinez, but I did think he wanted a profile of a centre-back / left-back that is a bit smaller, is maybe better in certain aspects, probably more agile, able to do a little bit more. I think he is the different profile, but there's some aspects that are similar. And I think it's been a long-term thing that we've wanted a player sort of like that. So I just think it works in all aspects. I don't see where Kiwior is going to offer more than what Mosquera is, because Mosquera can do both sides. And I think Hincapié gives us a little bit different in that fact we can play pretty much 4 centre-backs. He gives us that. I think it's just one of them where I think it's more ideal for us.
Do you think he's better than Kiwior?
I think he offers more. He could do more at left back, and he's probably. I'm not saying he's better at centre back, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's worse. He's just one of them where I don't think it's night and day difference, but he offers far more at left back.
I think Kiwior's I think Kiwior's a better centre back, but he's a bit dry.
At left back, man. Some of them crosses he was whipping in at left back. He had some good crosses at left back.
Do you know it is with Kiwior? Yeah, I was actually sad we sold him, but then when I saw Hincapié come in, I was like, I get it, because I think one thing also, Huss, is that Hincapié, and I know it's not all about this, but people often praise like Ajax's academy, obviously produced like Timber, Hato, De Ligt, the list goes on in recent times. Barca's academy, Chelsea, Cobham gets a lot of praise, rightly so, to be fair. But Hincapié comes from Independiente del Valle, which is the same club that has produced the Quintero twins that all of us were going crazy about. They produced Caicedo, William Pacha at PSG, Hincapié, Kendry Pies. So they're like, their owners have basically made it that they're the hub of young Ecuadorian talent. And I think part of that is the reason he's been signed. That's
definitely why.
He's obviously also won a lot of trophies for Bayer Leverkusen, part of that unbeaten side. I don't think that can be sniffed at. I don't think it can.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. My agenda is not truly with Hincapié. My agenda truly begins with the idolization that we put on people like Bertrand. So this is a guy.
Well, you want Edu back? Do you want Edu back?
Yeah. This is what I'm going to get to.
You know what I mean?
This is what I'm going to. This is what I'm
going to get to. Cooking meat in the summer.
Our squad is cooked. Our squad is built up of David Raya in goal, Calafiori left back, who we signed for about 40 million. Timber on the right back, who we signed for about 40 million. Saliba, we signed for about 25 million. Gabriel, we signed for about 25, 30 million. 2 midfielders we've got in midfield. Rice, 100 million. Zubimendi, 60 million. Left wing, Trossard. Saka, youth player.
Why didn't you tell how much Trossard cost?
Trossard was what, about 23 million? Maybe even less, 13
million? What we can affordable? Who cares about the money? Million. It doesn't matter.
No, but the point I'm making is the squad we've built there is a squad that Arteta and Edu built. They built that squad brick by brick. And then this guy comes in, signs Hincapié 4 million, Madueke 52, Gyökeres 65. And all I hear is, oh my God, Andre Plurk changed my life.
Yeah, we're on for the quadruple.
Changed my life.
So you could.
The squad was built, thanks to the work of Arteta and Edu laying the groundwork. You could have brought me in there and told me to spend 250 million. I could have come back with 5 players.
No, but everyone says about, we keep finishing second. Well, this time we could, but it looks like we're going to be finishing first. So whatever he's done, he's made the difference then. So you can't hold the energy. Hold the energy about we being not good enough. And now we are.
The difference makers are Saliba, Gabriel, Rice. They're the true difference.
It's the squad. It's the squad.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, the squad is the difference. But I think any sporting director you can give 250 million to, and they can add 5 players to a squad who can be backups. They weren't great deals, like in terms of purely from a deal perspective. Madueke 50 million, Gyökeres 65.
We've had it. We know how much they cost. Listen.
No, that's the point.
Is this the same Edu, who sanctioned Reece Nelson's loan / sale and didn't get a replacement. The same Edu who sold Nketiah and did not sign someone to replace Nketiah, which led to Mourinho becoming the number 9. The same Edu who left us with Jorginho, who was running through treacle and gave the ball away against Tottenham and cost us the points. Big up Jorginho, by the way.
Don't forget Sterling. Don't forget Sterling.
Oh my God.
They all start off as heroes.
Raheem...
Remember Don Raul? Remember that? Remember Don Raul?
Listen, you're not wrong.
Remember Don Raul?
No, you're not wrong.
Remember when they said that?
No, but Huss, you got to understand the price of the bricks gone up, man. The price of the bricks gone
inflation.
up. And the trouble is,
regardless.
Huss, what you're missing is that I get it. All right. You like seeing a dude cooking the meats and the barbecue. You missed the Instagram post. I get it.
They built the squad. They built the squad, man. They built the squad.
Did he? Wait, sorry.
Huss,
didn't Edu also have his son in the youth academy?
Yeah.
I don't even like that nepotism. Like, why was his son?
Standard,
he went to Watford.
Every manager's got their son in a youth team.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have David Beckham's son in our youth team just because it's David Beckham.
Yeah, but that's Beckham. I sort of hear it.
He didn't even play for Arsenal. He didn't even play for Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's Beckham. Anyway, we're going left. But Huss, let me just ask you about like Raheem Sterling, man. Come on, like
Edu made some terrible decisions. I'm not here to say Edu made some great decisions, but it's funny how we all look at Edu like he's the worst man on earth. And Don Berta saved our lives. He changed our lives. When really, you know what I mean? Really, this squad is 90% made up of Edu and Arteta players, truthfully.
Well, boys, obviously we've lost Ibs momentarily. I don't know if I can even kick him out. We'll just leave him like there. He's just hiding in the corner.
Back, yeah.
But yeah, so we got City in the final. Obviously, they spanked Newcastle yesterday. I don't know what's going on with Newcastle. Newcastle are struggling, man. They're in the mud a little bit. But yeah, how are we feeling? Are we confident? I'm personally confident.
You know what? Goes back to my point. When Newcastle don't have Bruno Guimaraes, falls apart. When Chelsea get Caicedo sent off or is missing, they play some of their best football that they hype on about for the rest of the season. But that's neither here nor there. No, I'm just saying the red card against us. You got a red card against us, and they hyped up about that for ages.
No, that cost them the game, though. That cost them the game, him getting sent off against us.
He cost us the game.
Didn't they score after he got sent off?
Yeah, they did.
Maybe. But he was quality until he was sent off. I can't lie. The first 30 minutes of that game,
he was just running around on a
exactly.
Even yesterday, there was a moment where Martinelli had the ball, Caicedo chased him down, and Martinelli kicked out of play. Like the aura shakes, like the way he chases man down is something. But
defensively, Mo, what are you doing, man? We've ended up back on Chelsea.
Yeah,
now you've got me. But Caicedo, defensively, he's very, very good. I'll be honest. But
he's ridiculous.
What he lacks, like you said, is the passing ability, maybe of Guimaraes
and the discipline.
The discipline. That's what makes him not elite defensively.
Yeah. I agree with
that.
He's a bit of a liability.
Leave Caicedo alone.
That's for another day.
I don't know what he's
you know what, Mo? You need to watch what you say, because I think there's still a world where Arteta might look at Caicedo and say, well, mate, ex-Chelsea.
Chelsea are never letting us get our hands on him, surely.
By the way,
I'll back it. And it'll work with us.
Chelsea are a selling club. Chelsea are a selling club. Like, they'll sell anyone.
If I was to buy someone from there, I'm assuming they're not going to sell Esteval and that. I would probably consider Joao Pedro as an option.
They'll sell anyone, man, Chelsea. Chelsea's new method, I think, is to just buy low, sell higher. Simple as that.
Yeah,
I think that's their method. I don't think they're actually building. I don't think they're building like a team to compete on all fronts, to be honest. I think they're actually building a business to just buy low, sell high. It's like Cole Palmer will get sold. If they sign him for 40 million, they'll sell him for 100 million to Man United. I can almost guarantee it.
You know what it is as well?
Guarantee it.
I know we're still Chelsea, but like the balance is just restored. Chelsea fans have got deluded with what happened with the Abramovich years. That was not the normal Chelsea. Owners. The Chelsea my whole lifetime before that was a Chelsea that...
Yeah, but Mo, you say that. This is the Chelsea that spent close... Is it 2 billion or $1 billion? Over $1 billion in
But with Abramovich, it wasn't just about the spending of the money. Yeah, they spent, but they were ruthless. They were so ruthless.
Spent to win.
Yeah, exactly. And they spent to win. We'd never seen anything like that before when Abramovich came in, sacking managers left, right, and center, buying new players left, right. They were gonna win. The way they were doing it, we'd never seen anything like it. That was new to the Premiership. That was new to football. They got too used to that. It was an amazing, what was it, 2003, 4
20 years.
till what? 20 years.
2023,
20 years.
2022.
Cool. So that's like 20
Longer
years
than
of
that,
that. 20 years, and now it's kind of like restored back to what they were, where they're the second, third best team in London.
Do you know what they are, though, Mo? What Chelsea, I think, have become, is I think they've almost become a mix of Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool. All have American owners. Man United are very heavy on commercial marketing, signing players that can bring in commercial revenue. Arsenal have changed a little bit, but we're very sustainable, where you don't spend what you haven't got and what you're not going to make. And Liverpool are very good at buying cheap, high quality players and then moving them on. You look at Luis Diaz, Sadio Mane, they do it. Even Joel Matip, getting him on a free. But even they're changing their policy where they went for Isak, Ekitike and Wirtz. And they're not buying them to sell them. They're buying them as long-term investments because you don't outlay that much money and then look to sell them. You ain't getting profit on that. So I think I know what you mean. I don't think they're quite like the Chelsea in the 90s that were like a cup team, where they were never really challenging for the league. I do think these owners want to challenge for the league. I just think they want to do it in a more sustainable, youthful way. And I think that is because they're all American owners, and American owners are known for wanting profit and marketability. Everything's about upscaling and how can you sell this team globally. And I think that's what I think it is. Yeah, that's what I think it is. But forget Chelsea. I'm done talking about Chelsea. I couldn't give a crap about them, bruv. I'll be so honest. Man City, don't give a crap about them either. But I'll tell you this, yeah. I honestly think this is not a good City team, man. Ibby's back. It's not a good City team. It's not a good City team. Newcastle probably should have scored another 2 goals. They probably Elanga, I don't know where his shooting boots were. Wissa let a ball just fly underneath his foot. They could have easily drawn that game yesterday, Newcastle. And where City have found themselves at the minute is they're trying to outscore teams. They're trying to basically just do and this is where, and this is a bit ironic. This is where I feel sorry for Rafinha because he tried to avoid what happened yesterday, where Newcastle were much more defensive than I thought, and City scored anyway. But the minute the game opened up, Newcastle started having chances and nearly equalised. So that's where I guess your point about Rafinha going for it more sort of has the validity because you can score goals when you try, right? But I don't know, Huss. Like, what do you make of this City team, man? We've obviously got them in the final. The last time we played them in the final in this competition, we lost 3-0, as I mentioned at the start of the episode. But I'll be honest, man. I think we need to be beating them and should be.
We do need to be beating them, 100%. I think, if anything, if we turn up the way we can turn up, I think we'll beat them. And I think, to be honest, when was the last time Man City beat us? It must have been in the Cup a couple of years ago. I feel like it's been a little while since they beat us in the league games.
I think it might have been the Cup third round. I was there.
Yeah, we found a way. Yeah, it was the Cup third round. That's what I was on about. We found a way to neutralise City. They do have a tough time sort of playing against us. I think the fact that Man City wrote a letter to the league asking if they can allow Mark Guay to play for this game, that to me just already tells me that they're not even confident themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but did you hear Pep as well, Huss? Pep was like, when you spend so much money on a player, you should be allowed to use it. Like, what does that mean?
These might have been deluded, but they think it works that way. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's what I mean. I think they've got no confidence in their defense if they're trying stuff like that. But I do think, they've got so many good players. I've been a bit fearful the whole season.
Would you have confidence in Kusanov in flipping Ake at centre back? I don't know if I would.
If it's going to be that,
I'd be begging for Gehi as well, man. I think City are in danger, 100%. Man. City have spent a lot of money and ended up with a fairly injury-prone, aging defense.
Yeah.
I don't know with Man City, man. Like, I guess, all right, let's put it this way, boys. This is an interesting angle. Like, a lot of people have said Pep's getting tired. Even the press conferences, I don't think I've ever heard Pep sort of talk like this, where he goes relatively excuse heavy, and I don't want to say excuse, but he is sort of moaning a lot, and it's just very unpep.
Yeah.
The Pep I know basically he just gets rid of all excuses. I think that's where Arteta gets it from, where he's like, we could have 4 games in 3 days, and Arteta would be like, we love it. We love it. This is what we
do. You think though with City, the big difference is that normally you associate City as having 11 players that could arguably be some of the top 3, top 4, top 5 players in the world in that position. If you look at that squad, not just even the 11, every single player is probably nowhere near that, other than Haaland. Really, like, do you know what I mean? It's one of them where like. But again, it's like that's. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them where like you've got to debate that a bit. You know what I mean? It's Donnarumma's probably one where again you could debate it. Turkey again debate it, but if you talk about world football, those players, it's really only Haaland, isn't it?
What? As in who's world class from that team?
Probably not even just like To be fair, if you could just use world class as like the top 5 players in that position in the world,
he's spitting.
Yeah,
it's one of them where but it's normally that City have always been associated with that, always been associated. Now you can't. Where let's face it, look at ours. We've got a number of players where you're going to put them up there.
I am nervous still about that game just because of previous PTSD and trauma from Man City. Like I'm always
it's a one-off game, isn't it?
Even when you mentioned
their attacking quality.
When you mentioned that 3-0 Carabao Cup final loss, like, bro, until you mentioned it, that's completely been wiped out of my head.
I can't forget that. I was waiting for that game, man. I was thinking, nice.
Bro, that was disgusting what Mustafi did. I hated Mustafi. For me, I'm not even going to go into it. But
don't go there.
I've completely wiped out. I only remember that Mustafi Aguero thing. The rest of the game, I know it's 3-0. I don't even think I remember.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who scored the other 2 goals. I couldn't.
But with Man City, I said always just going to have that little worry with them. And I forgot the point I was actually going to make.
To the final either. We haven't been in the final. Like, we've not seen these players in the final. Like, the confidence, any confidence that we have is kind of hypothetical in a way.
And like I said, you can smell their nerves from what he said about Gay. And I don't know, Pep's been saying a lot of like stuff lately. Like, did you see him talking about, I wish that we were number 1 on net spend? Like, we should be number 1. Like, why are other teams outspending us? Like,
I think that's him. I think he's rage baited, you know. I think
he's rage baited. Yeah, he's got to be trolling. It's got to be trolling.
I think he's serious. He's serious. He's there looking at my owners.
Trolls.
No, but he's also probably looking at this like, yo, my owners, like, we are Man City. Why are we not overly spending? That's what we should be doing. Is that not?
They're trying to play by the rules for once. I think that's what they've got to do. Yeah, they can only spend what their income's making. I think their income might not be able to do that. That's the thing. Well, allegedly, I don't know their numbers.
It's
a good point Romario's made, though. It's a good point Romario's made. Like, all these comments about this, it is a real sign of like a lack of confidence. Like, they're trying to tap into every excuse they can just find anywhere, and it does seem like it's not the old Pep, the old confidence. I still have a bit of nerves because even at the start of the season when we played them, like, I thought we were going to beat them, and they just went 1-0 up early doors. And we didn't really look like scoring for a long time in that game until Eze came on and quarterbacked that ball to Martinelli. So the attacking quality they've got, like Shoki, Haaland, Foden, I find that with them, the players that I think have been letting them down the most are the regulars that have been there, like the Fodens and your Haalands in this last 2 months. I think Shirky's been, when I watch Shirky, I still look at him and think, this guy is a top player, top player. But I can't see us, I could see us losing, I'm not going to lie. I could see it, but I am confident we'll win. Just because
if we go there and actually just go there, pull them back, play to win, I think we can do it. But if we go there with this nervousness of sitting back, let's try and make it a bit dire, a bit boring, then Haaland can nick a goal. You can't take those chances with a Haaland in there.
Do you know what it is, lads? I need to go on, Huss. I'm going to find out when.
I just said I reckon it goes to penalties. I just said I could see that going all the way to penalties.
Anything, they're the ones again at the Emirates. They were the ones who sat back, didn't they? So, well, then again, the tables might have shifted a bit, and I don't know whether man for man they think that they can tussle with us like that anymore. This is what I'm saying. It's like, again, you can only do so much with what you've got, and I don't know whether it is that point now where Pep can think, all right, we can overrun their midfield, we can dictate all the players. I think that's where the balance is a bit more tricky now. Whereas in previous years, it used to be very obvious, didn't it? City were always going to come and they were going to have the majority of the ball and they were going to dictate play and come at us. But I think it's just that thing now where I don't know, maybe the sort of the bully is the one getting bullied a little bit.
Well, there's a lot less pressure on them. Go on.
Nah. Well, I think there's pressure on them, by the way, but I think
there's less than also.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think there's way less pressure on the City players than Arsenal players, man. I think the players, Man City can go into that thinking we're second, where they're the ones who have got a quad on the line, a treble on the line. The first cup final for a lot of these players. We've never seen these men in the cup final. Like, there's a lot more on these players' minds, I think, than Pep, Harun. I reckon if you could record both changing rooms before the game, the City players will be quite a bit more relaxed. Like,
I think the boardrooms will be opposite, though. I think their boardroom will be a lot more pressurised, and that's the opposite. But I do agree that I think our fans especially will be more pressurised. Well, there'll be a more pressurised situations with our fans to the players than the other way around.
But I'll tell you this, I think we're always under more pressure because of what Ibs just said. And I'm not even trying to be patronised. It's big club stuff. It's big club stuff. Like, there is more noise. There's like, if we lose, there's more noise. And if City lose, if you swap City with Man United, like, it's just levels in it. And but what I was going to say is, interestingly, it's the Champions League second leg of the round of 16 before the final. So ourselves and City will both be in the Champions League before it, which I think adds an interesting element, and it's the second leg. Midweek.
We could potentially play them 4 times or something if the draws go. So is it that? Yeah, we could, in the space of it, and it would be for the first time in history that 2 teams have played that amount of games within that period. And there's a very strong likelihood if we get through in that the first knockout that we play them.
We had something like that against Liverpool a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Sure. 2 legs, Premier League.
Yeah. Was that
Carabao Cup, wasn't it?
There was a FA Cup. I can't remember, but we've had that with Liverpool a couple of times.
We need to win that one, man. We need to just win the Carabao Cup, and that just changes the scope of the next sort of few games if we do end up playing them another few times.
We've only won it twice in our history. Like, I find it mad. Like, we've won the FA Cup so many times, yet look at the League Cup, we've only actually won it twice. Like, it's one of them where I think more of just as a club thing, it's like we need to get that trophy more. Like, do you know what I mean? It needs to be won.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Respect for it.
I agree. Well,
Pep kind of changed the League Cup in many ways. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he has, man. Listen,
in a sense, we made it a trophy that big teams win.
Listen, we win. Teams, we win this cup, lads. Hold on. We win this cup. Yeah, everyone says it's only the Carabao Cup. We lose it, we get called bottlers.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't let them flipping blind you with this.
Don't let narrative start. That's the thing.
No, I'm saying, regardless of what they say, we know it will. I don't know if you guys know, but I know this is massive for Arsenal. This is huge, man. This is not a joke. It doesn't matter if they say if we win it, it's only the Carabao Cup. These players need to experience what it's like to lift a trophy.
See, I don't think it's huge, man. And this is where
I think it is, man.
If
they lose, how do they bounce back if they lose this game? If they lose,
it's the confidence for if we're going to go do the quad. I think it's like, obviously, like you know what I mean. Like, if you want to keep winning, like doubles, whatever, it is for that confidence boost.
But this is what I'm saying, boys. I'm not looking at this team expecting them or wanting them to win more than. All I need these boys to do is win, bro. All I need them to do.
I don't think we do in the league if we lose the Carabao Cup final. You know, if they beat us in that Carabao Cup final, and
that's a big shout.
If they're 4 or 5 points behind us and they beat us in the Carabao Cup final, I'd expect us to be more likely to capitulate than us to be more likely to win it at that point.
Bro, let me tell you this, and this is the myth, this is the myth that has been spread about the Carabao Cup. Winning the Carabao Cup does not give you like a divine right to the Premier League title. It just, Liverpool lost it to Newcastle. Did they lose to Newcastle last season, the Carabao?
Yeah, then they lost to PSG, didn't they? They lost to PSG a week later or something, or just before it. Lost to PSG the week before, then lost to Newcastle.
Yeah, and then the league
in the cup final. Yeah, but they won the league because there was already far ahead. We are also far ahead.
But they didn't win the Champions League. I want more.
But if Liverpool lost the Carabao Cup final to Arsenal, if we played them in the final, which we should have done, if we beat Newcastle, if it was 4 points behind them in the league and we played them in the Carabao Cup final and we beat them in the Carabao Cup final with 8 games remaining and you're 4 points behind, I think but Liverpool weren't great in the last 10 games of the season after they lost that final. They probably were potentially gettable in some sense.
I'm going to need to see some flipping stats on this because I see this all the time. Like this Carabao, like if you win it, it's great for the end of the season because you get that taste for winning. I don't know, Matt. I just don't. I'll be honest.
I think it's for us specifically.
No, but it can't be a negative though, can it? It can't be a negative, and it can be a positive. It's just one of them where like it can't be a negative to win it as a confidence boost, and if you win it, you get a confidence boost. So it's one of them where it's like, do you know what I mean? It's good.
It matters, man.
No, but do you know it is the reason? Let me just land this, boys, because the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is I just don't want any excuses or explanations to not win in the league. For me, that's all I genuinely care about is the league. The Carabao Cup's a bonus for me. Like the league is a must. I'm going to be more disappointed.
Yeah,
I'm going to be more, and for me, if they lose the Carabao Cup, that is not enough. If anything, that means there's even more reason for you to just pattern up and go and win the league. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think, and this is the problem, and this is what I think will cause the boys to not play at their best, is this pressure. This pressure of, we have to win it. It's great for us. It's great. Nah. Don't listen to that. You lot are good. One game, like Ib said, it's a one-off game in a final. That doesn't define your season. Yeah. It just doesn't. Like, we're going for bigger things. I honestly just think if we can just the cup's a bonus. Like we're saying, in between that game from now and then, I think there's 3 or 4 league games and the Champions League 2-legger in between the game. And like, if you're not confident at that point of winning the league, we don't deserve it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I think.
You know what? I think you make a good point there, because I've seen teams go on to win the Carabao Cup, and then that's been it. That's been them celebrating it and then fall off a little bit after that. But you know what's different about this one is most times Carabao Cup's in February or early March. This one's like at the end of March.
22nd of March.
Later,
22nd. That's way later than normal. Yeah. If we do what we're meant to be doing, we should hopefully do well in the league, separate that gap a bit more. And then that game, I don't know, the pressure on it shouldn't be as much. Hopefully, we've secured the league. You've got one hand on the trophy by then. But like you said, if it was say like next week, let's say, still only 6 points ahead of them, and we lose that cup final, there's so much time for Man City to catch up with that momentum. But low key, if the game being at the end of March kind of does help us out a little bit, I think.
Maybe, but we also could only the gap might already be reduced by then. Like the gap might already be 3 by then. Then you're looking at it completely different. And I don't think it will be. I think we will win the Carabao Cup, and I think we'll win the league as well.
Then if that's the case, it wasn't the Carabao Cup final that shifted the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Let's say we're 2 points ahead and we beat them in the final, I think we approach the rest 8 games. We've still got to probably go to the Etihad after that, I'm guessing.
See, that's where I disagree. That's what I think.
Look, this is the thing, Rob. You're talking like a lot of the examples you're using are like previous teams. You're using examples of previous teams. I'm talking about this specific group of players. For me personally, when I've seen them in big games, I have questioned the mentality of these players. I have looked at these players and think these players look nervous. These players look different to how they look on a 3 p.m. kickoff against Leeds. They look very different when we're playing.
But we've seen the opposite as well, though. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, like we played, and we had one of the best records against the top six teams. It's like it is different situations, but I think for equally, you could argue the other point. I don't think it's clear cut that we're not good in big games against big teams, because I think you could easily say that we are. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them where just argue the opposite.
No, 100%. I'm not saying that we're not good in big games, but I'm saying I've 100% seen nerves in the players. Even in those Real Madrid games, those first halves, you could see that our players, it was an occasion for these players. And we kind of saw out the first half and confidence grew over the course of that game. And I think this is the same thing. I think we go into that game, we beat them. I think there's a big part of the players that just get that monkey off their back and say, mate, we are the boys. Like, we've proven we know we're better than them now. Like, we know for a fact. We might even go into the Etihad game later on that season thinking we've already beaten these 3 weeks ago at Wembley. Like, we're not scared to go to Etihad now. Whereas I do think at the moment, when we play against teams like Liverpool, when we play against teams like City, there's definitely an air of caution about the players. And I think, and Arteta acts like it's not coming from him. He says it's coming from the players. So I think the reason is they haven't been in these situations. They haven't won finals yet. Like, there's a different level once you've won a final or two, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair. I think everyone's got a point now. I think it's let's see. Hopefully, we all want us to win. By the way, I want
exactly.
We will win.
Yeah, it's not saying we don't want to win it.
We will win.
Yeah, believe it or not, I want us to win it. I just don't want the boys to have that pressure on them. You have to win it. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's
like you said, the pressure's going to be there anyway, right?
Yeah,
always will.
And that's my point. You're playing for the Arsenal, so you're
exactly
ready to win every game.
Big club things.
You in the club. Come on, man.
Things.
Like, don't cry over a loss. That's what I'm going to say. But listen, Sunderland, Premier League, the competition I'm interested in. I need to see those red and white ribbons on the Premier League trophy. I need to see it. All right, we're back in the league. Sunderland. We dealt with Leeds on the weekend. Quick 4-0. Shouts out my boy Victor. Yeah, just quick goal for them. Little goal for them. But yeah, Sunderland at home. They snatched a point against us in the return fixture earlier in the season when my boy Trossard slapped one top bins. And that's when I realised I shouldn't have said we should have sold him. That was the game. And he's got another opportunity to do it against Sunderland at home this time. I'm confident, boys. I honestly think we should be grabbing all 3 points. Sunderland aren't the same team away that they are at home. So I think everything's in our hands here. But Ibs, I'll come to you. Sunderland, your boy Granit Xhaka back at the Emirates Stadium. I think it's the first time he's come back since he left. Talk to me. What do you make of the game? You happy to see Granit back at the carpet?
Yeah, no, I think I'm happy to see him. I think it's definitely a different game that they're coming to our place. I think it's not the same sort of concern or anxiety because I think away from home they're not that sort of force that they are at the stadium. Like, it's just my thing with it is Xhaka will want it to be a big occasion. He's gonna sort of have that amped up sort of feeling. Whether that tips him over the edge and he actually maybe does something stupid or maybe goes into a tackle too hard, or he puts in a very good performance. But I still don't think that's going to make enough of a difference. I think we should be winning it. The only concern I've got is at home. I think our fans it does affect us. But recently, our home form, it's just been this thing where I've said it before, and I think you've said it as well. That 20-minute mark, if there's no goal, the sort of crowd just gets this little bit, and it's just one of them where you think 7 points clear, like we need to start like sort of just going like, no, let's back them. But I think hopefully it will be a case that if, for example, it is 0-0 at that 20-minute mark, it doesn't get sort of anxious and the crowd doesn't start sort of having that. But that's my one concern, whether that sort of feeling kicks in, it just helps the other team.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
I'm just thinking of I'm confident, but I'm just worried about. I'm hearing rumours about a couple injuries and stuff here and there. That's my only. I've heard Erdegaard might be injured. Obviously, Saka probably might be injured.
I'm joking.
Crazy.
That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. I love Odegaard. Sorry.
I can't remember. If you might know if there's any other injuries.
Well, Saka's not back. They're targeting the North London derby, so we're going to have to see
Saliba, all right, isn't he? Yes, he was calm.
Oh, Saliba, are you sure?
Yeah, he was dancing around. He was skanking after the game. He's got to be fine. If not, we'll just bring in young Christian Mascara, wouldn't we? He'll do a job.
Facts. So apart from that, I think I'm going into it just expecting us to redeem the loss that we had against them last time. And I know Mikel's very big on that, getting your get back from the teams that you dropped your points on. So I think the team should be really focused for that one. Hopefully the midweek game didn't take it out of us, that we can, because that's one thing what we've had, especially in Europe. we've come back and dropped points straight after that. So hopefully we can lock back in. I need to see more from Eze. Like, if he's gonna say, I'm still not happy, to be fair, from what I'm seeing with him. The Chelsea game, I thought it was
that
poor,
game.
to be honest.
Thing is, that game has made me realise that there's only so much you can do. Like, as much as I feel the same way, I want him to go and get the ball by the scruff of the neck and demand it. But if he does that, he becomes Odegaard. And that's what we don't like from Odegaard. We don't like him going in deep and controlling the play. I need more from Rice and more so Zubimendi. Like, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's Zubimendi or if it's our tactic setup, but we don't pass the ball forward quick enough. And I think it's also the fullback side. When Timber gets a bit of space, does he zip it into the forward or does he kind of go back? You know, play the more kind of reserve pass.
Leeds, we did change up a little bit in that game.
I'd rather not see both play, to be honest. Don't know if I could. As in Rice and Zubimendi. I'd rather, if we could, but I'm guessing if Odegaard's out, we're going to have to.
I heard Trossard's injured.
I'd rather. If Trossard injured, yeah.
What I heard, I'm not fully sure, but that's the thing.
He came on, didn't he? He came on against Chelsea. I do agree with what you say. It's like my biggest issue and my biggest criticism has always been about this side is that they don't play through the channels enough. They don't play it quick enough. It's always been the issue. And interestingly, when I see that we do is when Miles Lewis-Skelly's on the pitch. But it's one of these. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the right thing to do because it's one of these things where again, like control is sometimes key. And I think probably against Sunderland, it's one of these things where I don't know. I think this idea of being able to retain sort of transition the ball left and right and then wait for the opportunity is probably more so the plan, isn't it? If they're going to sit, it's likely that they'll sit in. If that's one of them balance.
The thing is, though, the difference maker with the way we play is actually Calafiori. Like Calafiori, when he plays left back, he is that one who gives you the defensive stability and gives you that chaos factor and goes forward, opens up space for everyone else. I think without him, it's just a bit stale on either side. Like I agree, Miles Lewis-Skelly, he offers you a certain amount in terms of cutting. He's actually the only player really in our team who goes forward every time he gets the ball. Like he's always kind of forward thinking, always passing through the lines. But obviously, he's not. This season is not giving you that defensive stability that we'd hope for. I think last season he was obviously a bit sharper, and it'd be good if we could play him into form a bit. I'd love to see him play personally, or get some minutes in midfield. But I do think that's a bit of a pipe dream at this point. So
now, do you know what it is?
To get midfield minutes.
You know, it is with Lewis-Skelly, Huss. Yeah, I think last season he was just playing off pure elation. I think he was just I'm starting for my club that I've been at since I was like 8 in the Champions League. Like there was no real pressure on the Premier League. There wasn't really much pressure on us at the end of last season. It felt weird. I'll be honest. It was just weird. And I think he was I think he's gotten rusty because he hasn't been getting the game time. But it would be good to see more Lewis-Skelly, and sort of ties into what I was going to say because you boys were mentioning midfield options. There's not many. If Odegaard's out and Marino's out, Wanyeri's obviously gone to Marseille. It leaves you with Norgard, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, and Havertz. If you want to include Lewis-Skelly in it. And we said on the pod during the transfer window, we should be looking at a centre midfielder. I think we all agree Ruben Neves would be good. He's just signed a new contract with Al Hilal. So I do think we should have brought in someone. Ruben Neves probably would have been too samey. But I think we needed a body. But I think we're going to see Havertz playing in midfield from the start a lot more often this season with Gyökeres or Jesus. I think that's what Arteta is going to go for, because even how we've just started going a lot more direct. It feels like we're just, even against Chelsea, it felt like we weren't really trying to control the possession. It was like we were more looking to just hold them off, not in a negative way, but in a more, you're not going to break us down. And then we're just going to counter on you. That's how it felt. But Chelsea, obviously, there was a one point in the game against Chelsea where the gap between defense and attack for both sides, there was just a massive gap in the middle. It was like watching two Sunday League teams because neither defense wanted to push up. I was actually a bit astonished what I saw, but I think going into the weekend, and we'll do our lineups shortly and look at the scores because me and Huss are in for some points. But yeah, I think we'll see a very different Arsenal team. You know, let's just do the lineup now. because it is getting. I didn't realise how long we've been on for. Mo, do you want to start with the keeper? So you get the short straw this week. It'll be Ibs next time.
We all know David Raya.
Someone's got to say it though. Do you know what I mean? Because you might be feeling Kepa.
I thought Kepa played well personally.
I was unsure, you know. I think on the ball, he is just.
I think his distribution is good.
I didn't. He is short passing. I think he's actually better than Raya. But Raya is just one of the best. Like he is the best in the world. Right. I think his long.
Top. He did a ball over the top for Martinelli. He nearly got an assist. Martinelli didn't just spin around and get tackled.
Yeah, I had that's my issue. Is more mid to long. I don't know. Kepa just annoys me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But you know what I do like about him? He's very. He's got the same sort of composure that Raya kind of has.
Yeah,
cool, which is nice.
He reminds me of Hincapié. Great option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a good backup keeper. He is a good backup keeper. 5 million as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hincapié, I guess who's doing left back? All right,
shall I start right? Can I start right back?
Any regrets on us not signing Joan Garcia?
Yeah, I think he was the level up. He was the level up for Raya.
You think he's a level up from Raya?
I think he has the potential in terms of like what I remember seeing stuff on him and like seeing like all like a lot of these like sort of like tacticos and all these people that were discussing him, and it's just he's one of these profiles that is just so rare. Like you've got like almost like a Courtois type size, yet you've got like the ability and profile of like a Edison Raya type. Like it gets that mix.
Is he that tall, Ibs?
He's not tall. He's not like really tall, but he's much more like, you know what I mean. Like it's more rangy with his arms. I think if you see.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Ibs. I remember watching him thinking he looks quite short, but he is the top. He's top keeper.
It's not that he's like really tall. It's more that he's just like it feels like he occupies space more. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's hard to explain. Like when Courtois is one of them where like if you see him on a penalty, it looks like he covers more of the goal than he does. And I think with Garcia, he has that thing where whether it's just like his quick movements and stuff, he's able to cover a lot of the goal.
Yeah, to be
6'4",
fair,
apparently, according to Google.
What did you get? 6 foot?
6'4", yeah.
6'4". That is tall to be this.
David Raya has got small arms. Unfortunately,
he's a bit.
If he was like 6'2", it'd be a joke.
Then we have Matt Ryan as well, didn't we?
If he was a little bit taller.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Did you pick a right back?
No, I was going to go right back. I'm actually going White in this. But actually, I think it's one of them Timber. I think there is load management stuff to consider, and I do want to see White a bit more because I do see when he plays, and I think it is frustrating that Saka isn't there because building that sort of chemistry and partnership back up. I do think we gain something that we don't have when it's Timber and Saka. But I just think we need to keep players in the squad fresh. It's a good opportunity, home game, get White in, and let's see what we do.
I think Timber's performances have had a little dip lately.
Yeah, agree.
I think so.
You know what it is, Mo? I think like October and November, I was doing a few live shows. Shouts out Footy Judge Mo, my guy, man. And like them lot were like bigging up Timber going forward, and I said, "You look," because they were comparing Timber and Reece James, and I said, "You know what? I hate to say it, but like Timber can't chat to Reece James when it comes to going forward.
It's just final ball though. He's very good going forward. It's final ball. That's the issue.
Reece James is so technically sound, bro. Like,
yeah, he is technically good, but I don't know.
Like Reece James. But if Reece James
White going forward.
He can't.
Ben White's a lot better going forward.
Yeah, but Huss, Reece James is like he's like
even better than Ben White. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Trent if Trent was a little bit more solid. Like, not as good a passer as Trent, but he whips free kicks in like Trent. I don't know. I just think Reece James
can't beat players and can't cover ground like Timber. You can't.
He's a bit Valverde.
Yeah. You know what? We're all lucky that Reece James has lost a touch of pace.
It's injuries. He's broken, bro. His body's broken.
Injuries have done him. Yeah, he is.
That's not Timber's fault.
That lightning pace used to have. No.
Hey, I'm just trying to be fair. Before Ibs tries to take me out, let's go centre back. All right, centre back's easy. Sleeper, God, just say Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah. All right. Here we get interesting. Mo, go on. You got the 6.
What left? Oh, 6.
Actually, left back. Oh yeah, left back. Sorry, left back.
Yeah.
How dare I?
Well, Fiore.
Yeah, shout.
Yeah,
I agree.
Who?
Fiore.
Oh, Calafiore. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Ibs.
Zibby.
Ruby. I think he was actually underrated against Chelsea. I do think he was one of them where, if you actually look first half, I think it was Rice who was misplacing a few more passes than him. But Rice second half was just different level.
Yeah.
Wait, Ibs, just on Zubi, before Huss picks the other midfield, or before I pick the other midfielder, sorry. Is there any scope for Zubi needing a rest?
I think he had it, didn't he? He had it in the Champions League at Norgard, got minutes. I think that was his little breather. I think that was the point where he got his. But look, I do think there is more scope to do that sort of shift where we go to attacking and having Rice in the 6, and maybe this is a game to consider that. I don't. It's just one of them where I'm so used to having that sort of that metronome just sat there, but. I don't know. Whether we want to consider maybe just going to Rice and a 2. Maybe we can.
I like that. It's little tactical vocabulary there from you. I like that metronome. I like that.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I'll slap Rice in there. Declan Rice, easy in it, really. Go on, Hush. You got the big boss call. Who are you sticking in there with him?
In the 10, I think it's got to be Havertz, hasn't it? I think it's an option between Havertz or Eze.
I like that from him.
And I think it does have to be Havertz, especially being the fact that Sunderland's quite a physical team. You know, I think for me, it's got Havertz all over it, to be honest.
Now, you know what? Because of the attacking lineup, because there's so many injuries, I think it's actually like for once you can sort of pick it. So, I don't think it names itself. So, Mo, who you having? Right wing, left wing striker? Take your pick, bro.
I'm gonna give Eze a left wing star.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I agree.
It's the game to do it, isn't it? It's the game to do it. If we're going to do it, it is the game to do it.
Yeah, I think that should be his role for us. Like, I think that's where he naturally fits in a bit more so than a 10 for us. So, like, I think he's got
more room, doesn't it?
I think he's got a similar profile to Trossard, but like stronger, quicker, more athletic. So that's what I want to see.
You know what? He's actually not stronger. He's not stronger, in my opinion.
No,
I think Trossard can actually hold off a defender better.
I think it's more that centre of gravity, isn't it? It's where Trossard's got that
balance.
sort of
balance. That's the word. Like with Trossard, he can give him the ball, his back to defender. He just always can get it, turn on it. Just has this lackadaisical approach at times where they can just sort of nip in front of him and just get it, kind of kick it off him. Do you know what I mean? But
he's stop-start, isn't he? He's more that stop-start, like twitch move. Like he's like sort of like he gets. I don't know. Trossard does it where he does like the sort of feints, but he's more like dramatic and then he drops and goes.
Trossard fully faints, like he'll actually go in and cut, whereas Eze he explodes away, didn't he?
I don't think Eze does very well with like a man just on his arse. Do you know what I mean? Pause, but when a guy just right up him, I don't think he does very well with that. You know what I'm saying? As a classic Northern football phrase, or get up his arse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna have a discussion on what's allowed up north and what isn't down here. Because what I saw in the group chat this week, people. I'm not gonna say it because down here you get cancelled for that. All right, up there seems to be all right. But anyway, 3 Ibs and everybody. I'm gonna pick. I think. I don't even want to do 9. I'll do 9. I won't avoid it. Wait, Ibs, are you picking 9? Sorry.
I think the front 3.
Yeah, Ibs, sorry. You're picking 9. Sorry.
I still think this is one of them. I don't think it's a Jesus game. I think it's a Gyökeres game. Former Arsenal boy Dan Ballard, all that sort of stuff. I think it's a bit more physical. I think you've got to have our Swedish meatball up there.
Do you know what's funny, Ibs? Yeah, part of me was leaning towards Jesus only because I'm intrigued to see how Eze, Jesus, Havertz, and Madueke looks? Because I'm picking Madueke as right wing. There ain't another choice. But I don't know, man. I actually also think Havertz and Gyökeres at home to Sunderland with the physicality they have, because they've obviously got Ballard, they got Gertruda, the Dutch guy, Mukiele. They got a very good defense, very physical. Who's the other one? The South America, is it Alderete?
Yeah, he's been cold recently.
He's very good. So yeah, they've got. I think Havertz and Gyökeres is like a double battering ram should work.
We had a similar before against Inter. Inter, we had Eze, who was Eze Jesus, and who was the winger. Saka was right winger.
I think it was Saka. Saka
was right wing, but who was left wing then?
Let me check.
Game.
Trossard.
We looked good that game. It was one of Eze's best games. It was like for a while.
It was Eze, Zubimendi, and Marino. When who said Marino was balling that game? Someone said Marino.
No, we had that debate. You said that.
Oh, no.
What did he say?
That combo forced him out. That was forced him out of the group chat.
Oh, is he actually out of the chat? Is he left?
He hasn't left the chat, but I haven't seen him back since. I haven't seen him
back. What did he say?
He said Marino's balling out against Inter in the first half, and he gave the ball away like 4.
Yeah, from that point on, it was just like, literally. Apart from the front forwards for flowing that game though a little bit anyway.
I think Havertz he sort of solves a problem in that if you instead of picking Marino, you just pick Havertz to do what Marino probably would offer, but a bit more probably. I think it sort of has helped in that sense. But Marino, I think, is actually a big loss. I think he's such a good player to just put in whenever you need something, whether it's off the bench or just in a starting 11. It is it's good. I think it's frustrating that he's in.
Yeah, Marino's a bit, and you know what is with Havertz? Yeah, with Havertz, I actually think, and this is a madness. I'm just trying to quickly go through our squad. Is he our most naturally gifted player in the squad?
Trossard, maybe.
Jesus or Eze.
Jesus, yeah.
I think Trossard's like clear.
Trossard's ridiculous. Well, who else did you say? Jesus, Trossard or Jesus?
I shouldn't have.
No one else is that two-footed.
Very interesting. Havertz just such an interesting player. Like, I don't know. He's not like an exceptional passer or an exceptional shooter or an exceptional dribbler either. But he's exceptional.
Yeah, but in that size, to be that technically good is just crazy.
Yeah.
But I think Trossard is clear.
I think Trossard's and Erdegaard.
Trossard
was sleeping on Erdegaard a bit.
I was thinking Erdegaard. I didn't think Erdegaard. But you know,
natural talent.
I think
the guy was playing professional at 15.
I don't know.
Let's ball with it.
Trossard's clear for me. Absolutely clear.
I was thinking in my head, who's a better footballer, Trossard or Eze? I think it might be Trossard, to be fair.
Do you really think Odegaard? Really? Would you say that, though? Odegaard.
No, but hold on. Am I blind, lads? Am I blind? Because maybe I'm blind, and I don't like. Why do you do this to me? Like,
don't see it with Trossard.
Man is saying Trossard's ridiculous, and it's clear. Like, do we remember how?
No, but you just asked about technical gift. Like, I'm not saying he's like the best, but just one of them. But name someone who's that good two-footed and has that sort of.
I can name you 5 players better than him
in our team. In our team, two-footed. Yeah, I thought you asked in our team.
No, sorry. I thought you were saying just in general. In our team, I think Saka's not far off in terms of both-footedness. I don't see Trossard scored that many left-footed goals. I don't know.
He puts in very good left foot crosses. Sorry, I cut out there, but he puts in really good left-footed whips into the box.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say. It doesn't score loads.
Do you know the only reason I asked, and it's similar sort of why what Mo was saying about Odegaard, is they're like Odegaard and Havertz are probably and Saliba, they're like the players that were child prodigies, like wonder kids. Saka wasn't even really a wonder kid. Reece Nelson was rated higher than him when they were both in the youth team. Like Havertz he's a bit of a wonder kid gem. He just happened to grow like tall. Yeah. I don't know. Havertz is just like one of them. The reason I asked is because of how many different positions he can play. Like Ibrahim said, like he can do Marino's job. He can do I don't necessarily just mean technically. I mean like a naturally gifted footballer. Like
Are we forgetting Timber? Do you think as well? Though, are we forgetting Timber? Like Timber's one of them where he could play in basically every. I could argue that I reckon he could play in every single football position apart from in goal and look pretty comfortable. He is one of them guys that he's just one of them where like physically and like technically he is. It's just his final product. If he had a final product, wow, he'd be a.
I can't imagine.
Final product isn't bad though.
He used to do it. He used to do it at Ajax.
10% mid,
yeah, and they shifted him to the right back.
Yeah.
I think he shifted to centre back and then he went to right back.
Yeah, you're right. He was centre back.
Yeah, I don't see he's being that creative.
Should we do predictions?
It's an interesting topic, but let's get into predictions. All right, last week, so me and Huss went for Arsenal wins, and Mo and Ibs went for draws. So me and Huss get a point each, and you two get nothing.
Thank you, Guy.
All right, so who wants to go first? I think me and Huss have gone first. So Mo or Ibs, you're up.
2-0.
I was going to say 2-0 as well. I'm going to change it up there. I'll just go 1-0. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh, that was my second one as well. The next logical step from 2-0, it's either 3-0 or 1-0. 1-0 is so much more likely than 3-0. I'd just go 2-1. 2-1. I could see Dan Ballard getting another letter or something. You know what? I think it will be a tougher game than like it's shaped up to be on paper. I think it will be quite difficult to be fair.
Yeah, they're a good team, Sunderland. I'm gonna go for 3-1 Arsenal. I think we score. Yeah. I think they might even score first, and it's a nervous one. Then we just
can we start throwing in some goal scorers. Maybe.
You're trying to build bet. You're trying to build bet.
You're trying to get a bet going.
Inspiration. Trying to get some inspiration.
Do you want to go score for Bants? I'll tell you who's going to score. Victor.
I think he will score.
Yeah,
I think he will score.
Yeah.
You know what? This is like a proper nice litmus test. I think personally, he's in a bit of form now. He's playing a slightly tougher.
Good play, yeah.
Be good to see how he gets on against.
He needs a good game. They all need a good game because I need the league title. I need it, all right? And I think that's fair.
I need
Man City Liverpool as well. Goals.
Yeah, City Liverpool would be interesting.
City Liverpool.
Man City Liverpool. Is that Sunday?
4:30. Big
we're
game.
Playing Saturday, 3:00.
That's a big game, man. That's a big game. Yeah,
if we win that, a lot of pressure on them. 10 points, and Liverpool starting to actually look all right.
And this is Huss.
In terms of form, they must be higher than City.
Nah, Liverpool haven't been great. You got to think they went on a run of 5 games, no win. Yeah. I think they won last weekend, and they beat beat Newcastle, didn't they?
4-1. Yeah.
But Newcastle are in awful form. But Huss, this is what I said to you just quickly. If we win and City lose, that's what I mean. Football's quick, man. You go if you go into that final and we're like 7 points clear of City, even say 6 points clear, the pressure's on them, bro. I'm telling you. But anyway, I mean,
pressure's still on us. I think the pressure's on us because we're 7 points clear at that point.
It's just because we're Arsenal. That's the pressure's on us because we're Arsenal. That's the pressure.
That ultimately, like I said, if we lose, it's the biggest thing in world football. If we win, it means nothing. It's Carabao. Do you know what I mean? That is the position that we're in for that game. We've got to embrace it, man. I'm so happy to be back here, man. Back at Wembley. Romario, got a plug for Wembley or what? Talk Squad must be in the building.
I have got a little contact for Club Wembley. I may have already DM'd her. I may have. Right?
So we don't have to apply for steward jobs. Yeah. Is that the thing?
Listen, I'll be honest.
In the building.
Do you know what's mad? I've used Club Wembley twice. I took my brother 2 years ago to the Community Shield, and we met Dennis Irwin. It was sick. Yeah, I know it's Dennis Irwin. It's random. Yeah, like I can't lie, I never saw him play, but I know the name. I
wouldn't recognize him by face. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I'll be honest. If you weren't up on stage and they introduced him as Dennis Irwin, I probably would have walked past him. But yeah, we'll wrap it there because listen, people have got things to do. Well, I could sit here all night, but listen, people, thank you for watching or listening. As we say every week, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe to the channel, as we bring out weekly episodes, sometimes twice a week. If you're on Spotify, give us a rating and follow us on there. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next week after another Arsenal win and more happy faces. Peace.
Peace.